Well, hello, all my wonderful broskies of the Maverick Nation, broskies and broskies of the Maverick Nation, and welcome to some more What Ifery with, the Dark Shadow Maverick, myself, the Dark Shadow Maverick. And this one What If that I'm thinking about, that I just now thought about, is what if Izuku Midoriya had Deadpool's power, or was Deadpool, in a way. And now how this would work, now guys, how this would work is, for those of you that are not in the know, Thanos, Death, and Deadpool, they kinda had their own love triangle thing going on. Yes, Deadpool, Death, and Thanos had their own love triangle thing going on. And I'm just gonna go here and say that using the Infinity Gauntlet, or Stone Gauntlet thing, whatever, the Thanos decided he was going to use the Infinity Gauntlet with all the stones to basically deject Deadpool from the scene. Well, where was he going to send him to? He decided he was going to send Deadpool and everything that he was into some random person. He didn't know who, but he didn't care who, as long as it was just out of the scene, out of the direction, so that he could have death to himself. I don't know why Thanos is into death, but apparently he was into death. Very awkward, but, the man has his preferences. Like erasing half of the freaking world. I mean, what the hell, man? Let COVID-19 do that. And no, I do not care about being demonetized because my channel is already small as it is. Why is YouTube gonna care about it? I only have 25 subscribers. So why is YouTube gonna give a shit about my channel if I mention COVID-19? Why would they give a shit about my channel? I only have 25 subscribers. So, yeah. The number may or may not change by the time I'm done recording this video. But basically, Deadpool was sucked into just somewhere. Basically, so Deadpool ends up getting sucked into like the whole DNA thing that is responsible for the creation of Izuku Midoriya. So, but basically, the whole thing with, Miss Midoriya, your child here is quirkless. Basically, the whole powers, they don't come in until, like, later. Like, Inko, and, Hasashi. Hasashi, actually, he gets involved with something, like, later on in the story. And, like, basically, Izuku doesn't have the best relationship with either of his parents. Because, Inko basically started, stress eating after she figured out that Izuku was quirkless, so he knows about the stress eating, and he also knows that Hasashi, after figuring out about the fact that he was quirkless, left their freaking household. He basically knows that one of the parents left the household, and basically the other one is stress eating. Well, he thinks that Hasashi left because of the fact that he's quirkless. That's not the actual reason, but that's what Izuku thinks is the reason. Izuku thinks that Hasashi left because of the fact that he's quirkless. But Hasashi actually left for a different reason. But we're not going to get into that yet. And yes, I did say yet. We'll get into it, just not yet. And Inko, is, stress eating. That's why we get chubby Inko later on. And so, Izuku is just feeling terrible about his life. And he's even feeling more terrible because of Bakugo and his cronies. Like Kacchan and his cronies. And he's always calling him Deku. And he's always, calling him quirkless. And he's like, Bakugo, you don't have to rub it in. I already know I'm quirkless. One of my parents left because of the fact that I'm quirkless. And Bakugo would just be like, one of your parents left because of your fact you're quirkless? It shows how worthless you are, Deku. And Izuku, this time, he would just be like, just don't listen to him. Just ignore the fact that he exists. Just ignore him existing and just walk away. And then, some of Kacchan's cronies see another kid, and, Kacchan kind of directs his attention over to him whenever he really wasn't doing anything. And, Izuku kind of gets, into defensive mode because, the kid wasn't really doing anything, just bumped into one of the cronies. And, Izuku is just, trying to defend the kid now. And, he really doesn't really have anything he can do except for just stand there and get that shit kicked out of him. He doesn't really know what to do. And then all of a sudden, something kicks in. Like he hears a voice. You just gonna let them kick your ass? And Izuku's like, wait, what's going on with my... There's no way I'm just gonna let the person who I'm stuck in get their ass kicked. And then he just starts to automatically move. But, these movements, he never knew that he could, go this fast and, hit this hard. And he's just like, what, is this part of my quirk? I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, some sort of quirk, but I do like kicking some ass and taking some names. And then you can just hear two other voices. It's like, yeah, like pizza night. And then the other voice is just like, pizza night for you. And then the other voice just was like, hey. And then, the original voice that was talking to him is like, oh, you too? And Izuku was just like, I have 3 different voices in my head, but you seem to all be giving me power. Power that I didn't have before. And Bakugo, the Kacchan, is just like, the hell? Are you trying to make me look weak, Izuku? No, you're just a Deku. A quirkless Deku. And, Izuku was just not feeling too good. I mean, he just now figured out that he has 3 voices in his head. that just popped out of nowhere. And, now Bakugo is, like, staring him down like freaking Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. That was my terrible impression of that. And so... And then he just hears the first voice, like, say something like, hey, why about something like, he's just like, hey, what about something like this? And he just, like something, like, out of nowhere just pops into Izuku's hand. And whenever he like, realizes, wait, this is... You really think I can take him out with this? And, like, the voice says, well, if you're good enough at hitting. And Bakugo just realizes that in Izuku's hand is a bat. And he's just like, you really think you can get me with that? And he just shoots off explosions. And automatically, Izuku, without even realizing it, jumps up in the air. And whenever he comes down, he smacks Bakugo in the head with the bat. And he's just like, boink! He just hears one of the voices, like the more childish voice, just say, boink! And then the more, like, adult-sounding voice, like, say, TF2, more TF2 references, I see. And then the more childish voice is just like, oh, you're no fun. And then the more adult voice says, and you're not original. And then the first voice says, can it, you two? And I think the guy that we're trapped in is trying to see if that guy's still conscious. You actually care if he's still alive after everything he's done to you? Nah. And Izuku was just like, yeah, I didn't want to kill him. I didn't want to kill Kacchan. And the first voice is just like, that's what you call him? Kacchan? Huh. And Kacchan is just like, I don't know how you got that bat out of nowhere, but... Wait, is it a part of your quirk? And Izuku's just like, literally, I have no idea how I got this bat. And, like, the original voice that was talking to Izuku is just like, you got it from us. I know it sounds weird, but we gave you the bat. And Izuku was like, I'm starting to believe you, but I don't want to say that in front of Kacchan. And Kacchan is just like, I could hear you. We're not too far apart. What about some sort of voice giving you that bat? Is it that you can talk to people that give you stuff? So you have some sort of multiple personality disorder, and those multiple personalities can give you random shit to use to fight people. That's your quirk? I admit it is random, and it's also crazy, but it's also... No. You're still a Deku. You're still a Deku. Why would I ever think of complimenting you? And, like, the more childish voice is just like, can we hit him again? And, like, the more sophisticated sounding voice is just like, I'm actually starting to agree. I want to hit him again, too. And then the first voice, which we know as the original Deadpool, is just like, as much as I want to hit him too, it seems, unless you know who agrees with the decision, we can't do anything except for help them along the way. And the more childish voice is just like, well, I mean, you know, whatever. And then the more sophisticated voice is just like, whatever indeed. And then Izuku was just like, so you guys, what exactly are you guys? And, the voice that we know as Deadpool is just like, name's Wade Wilson, but you can call me Deadpool. I was sent here by some guy with a powerful glove, or something or other, who didn't really like me dating his girlfriend. So he sent me here, inside of you. And these two guys here, they're kinda a part of my personality disorder. So they're kinda your luggage too. So, yeah. It's not just me you're gonna have to contend with. Also the voices that were in my head whenever I was in physical form. And Izuku was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to deal with a multiple personality disorder. And his multiple personality disorder. More than one layer of it. Oh, bother. Well, at least now that Kachan's done bullying me, we did graduate, so now all we have to get through is the UA entrance exams. And this bat, and basically, they make it disappear. And the sophisticated version of Deadpool, I'm just gonna call him Sophisticated Deadpool, and the other one, Childish Deadpool. I guess I could call him Childish Deadpool. Basically, Sophisticated Deadpool is just like, we will help you however we can. And Childish Deadpool is just like, yeah, of course. I mean, we are kind of stuck to you, so we really wouldn't know what would happen if you died. But we don't really think it would be a good thing to try and wait and find out. And so regular Deadpool is just like, yeah, so try not to be stupid. If you really need, technically I have the ability to pull from anything or anywhere, so really, whatever you need. I'm not kidding whenever I say whatever you need. And Izuku was like, so wait. And, like, OG Deadpool is just like, yep, fourth wall breaking in the maximum. And Izuku was just like, whatever you guys say I need, you can just pull out of nowhere and give to me automatically? But what if it's something like really big or really small that I might have a problem holding? And Childless Deadpool and Sophisticated Deadpool just say automatically, it's like, we can help alternate your strength, but it would be good if they're just like, we can help alternate your strength, but it would be good, like, if you were to do training, so that, that doesn't have to happen too much. And OG Deadpool agrees with this. He'd be basically like, yeah, I mean, if we were to just carry you around the whole way, I mean, you're the one who said you wanted to be a hero. Me and my voices in my head, we aren't the hero type. After all, you said the number one rule is heroes don't kill. you think that these are rubber bullets? And he just shows him the gun. Like, his guns. And Izuku was just like, yeah, we're probably gonna have to change that if we don't want to kill anyone. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to change that. Oh, and about my katanas. And he's just like, wait, you have katanas? Like, more than one? Holy crap. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need to change that about those two. Like, yeah, like different types of bullets and dull the blades down a little. Just so that we can make sure we don't kill anyone. Or anything. Because, like you said to me, like I already know, heroes don't kill. Oh, and is there anything else I need to know about you guys? And basically, OG Deadpool just says, anything you can think about, we can pull out. Did I not make that clear enough in the beginning? And then he can just see OG Deadpool, like childish Deadpool and sophisticated Deadpool, in his own mindscape. And OG Deadpool just has him by the collar, and he's just like, anything you think of, we can pull out. Did I not make that clear whenever I first stated it, like, I don't even know, a few seconds ago? And, like, freaking Izuku was just like, uh, and that is because... And OG Deadpool is just like, fourth wall breaking. And Izuku is just like, so how exactly does this work? And OG Deadpool just explains, well, basically you're invincible. And Izuku was like, I know the whole weapon thing, but... And Deadpool, like, OG Deadpool is just like, no, invincible in more ways than that. In more ways than just weaponry or ways of defense. And Izuku was like, what do you mean? And Deadpool is just like, well, seeing as all three of us are inside of you, you have our healing factor. And Izuku was just like, healing factor? And Deadpool is just like OG Deadpool is just like, yep. Yeah. It's like nothing you would ever believe. I'd say try it out, but I don't really know what we would try it out on. But trust me, it works like no other. And Izuku was like, so I can heal from... And, OG Deadpool just interrupts him, and he's like, any injury. And, like, Izuku was just like, any injury? I really am invincible. But what would I call this? I mean, we don't want to make it too obvious what we're actually doing. What would I call this as a quirk? And basically, the childish Deadpool and the sophisticated Deadpool and OG Deadpool, all three of them just say, you can just call it Deadpool. And Izuku's just like, well, they don't really know about you, so I guess Deadpool it is. Yeah, that will be the name of my quirk. Deadpool. I can not only pull anything out from anywhere, whatever I want to pull, but I have superhuman strength, durability, agility. Like, he basically has superhuman speed, superhuman, like, strength, and he's, like, God mod durability because of that, like, freaking, like, regeneration. So basically, he has God mod regeneration, and he has super speed and super strength, and he can pull anything like that he wants to from like anywhere. And all of the Deadpools, they just automatically also make Izuku aware about the whole, like, how they were talking about the fourth wall thing before. I believe that they also talked about that, the whole fourth wall thing. And OG Deadpool is just like, you do know what the fourth wall is, right? And Izuku was like, yeah. And Deadpool is just like, we basically, kinda, you know, we don't have to stick to the same rule set as the fourth wall. You know? I mean, come on. Look, they're looking at you right now. And Izuku was like, wait, I can see them. All of them that are watching. This is incredible. And as long as you don't let anyone else know, you can talk to them whenever you want. It's not like... Or you can make actions that will let them know that you're in some sort of, what if you know what I mean. And Izuku was just like, this is crazy. I have some sort of fourth wall breaking power. I can literally pull whatever I want from thin air. I have super strength, super speed, and I I can literally regenerate from barely anything. I'm practically invincible. I I don't even know what this is. Unless the name, we're really going to call it that. And basically all three of the different Deadpools that are in his head, OG Deadpool, Sophisticated Deadpool, and Childish Deadpool, which is what I'm going to call them, unless I find better names. OG Deadpool, Sophisticated Deadpool, and Childish Deadpool all simultaneously agree that Deadpool, seeing as they're all Deadpools, would be the best name. And OG Deadpool even brings up the suggestion of, maybe doing some vigilante work. I mean, he has the right set of tools to do what he needs to do if he were to want to do something like that. Like hero work beyond hero work. Like, I mean, he's the one in the driver's seat now, so he can do whatever he wants to do with these Deadpool powers. So, yeah, basically, he's the one in the driver's seat, so with the powers that he has, these Deadpool powers, he can do whatever he wants to do with them. And there's no one who can really stop him because there's no one right now that knows that he has these powers, besides himself and the three Deadpools. And those that are watching and myself. Yeah, major fourth wall break there. So, yeah. And I believe seeing graduation. Yeah, it would be entrance exams. And, like, basically, with three people in your head, like, being able to tell you things. I mean, they're all schizos, but hey. Like, Izuku would be able to know things that they could even use, like, the fourth wall break thing to, like, get into other people's, like, minds. Even though there's only supposed to be the mind of the main character. So, yeah, they could use the fourth wall break to their advantage in that way. So they would know. So yeah, Izuku could have a major advantage in that way. If he wanted to. I'm just saying if he wanted to. But, let's just say Izuku, he got a better score than he did in the original, but it's mainly due to OG Deadpool. Because, sophisticated Deadpool is constantly having to straighten out childish Deadpool. So OG Deadpool would be that basically he would be straightening out childish Deadpool. So OG Deadpool would only be the only one to really be helping Izuku. So yeah. He would get better scores, but they wouldn't be a lot better scores. But whenever it came to the practical exam, I mean, come on, it's Deadpool. He is like the merc with a mouth. He would be like freaking like murdering things and loving it. Like, I'm gonna say that the more of this action stuff, the more of the hero work and the more of the action stuff, the more action that Izuku actually gets to get into, I'm gonna say the more robots he kills, the more of the Deadpool personality he gets into. Because Deadpool is the merc with a mouth. So yeah, merc, mouth. A mercenary with a mouth. So yeah, the more he kills, the more of the Deadpool personality he's going to have. That OG Deadpool personality. Of being absolutely freaking insane and loving every second of it. And so everybody would just see his personality like go completely 180. And he like the more it would go 180, the faster and faster he would be able to just rip straight through this practical exam. But whenever it came to saving Ochako, he would eventually take time to cool down so that his merc with a mouse Merc with a mouth personality didn't like overtake him whenever he was trying to save her. Because like Izuku has enough sense to know that going in like that would end up in Ochako getting hurt. So he waits a little bit, not too long, but a little bit, for the whole thing to cool down before he actually goes in to save Ochako. And he basically explains that to Ochako. The reason why he waited a little bit is because, it had to do something with his quirk, and that if he didn't, something bad would have happened. And concerning the 0-pointer, it's a Deadpool thing. Deadpool would want to kill the damn thing. And even though Izuku would argue it's a robot, it's not alive in the first place, like, Deadpool would be like, I don't give a shit, I want to kill it. And so Izuku's like, I'm never gonna be able to win with you. And he's just like, fine, damn it. And he just shing! And he just murders the damn 0-pointer. And he's just like, he still gets the rescue points because of Ochako. And he's just like, and just takes her to Recovery Girl because she still has the injury. And after that, they get Izuku gets the whole thing in the mail about all of the points he got, and that he even got in freaking first place. But the only one really getting close to him would be Todoroki in second place, and Ochako and Bakugo tying in third place. And basically, childish Deadpool would be interested in, going up against Todoroki because he got really close to taking their place. And, sophisticated Deadpool would be interested in what exactly Todoroki was capable of, like Shoto Todoroki. And, like, OG Deadpool would be like, huh, yeah, this guy does seem interesting. Let's see what he thinks. And by he means, like, Izuku. Like, let's see what Izuku thinks. Hey, hey, you awake in there? And Izuku would just be like, oh, it's you three. What is it, DP? He just calls him DP. He's just like, what is it, DP? And, like, OG Deadpool would just be like, well, at least we know you're somewhat awake after that big announcement of you going to UA. Well, it's that Todoroki guy. He got second place. He might be interesting to go up against, seeing as he got so close to making us go into second place instead of him. I have a feeling that if it wasn't for those rescue points, we may have lost out. And, Izuku's just like, so you think if we didn't rescue Araka, we might have lost out to him? And the OG Deadpool is just like, that's exactly what I just said. And Izuku is just like, I know. And he's just like, so, what exactly to do, considering him? I saw him using some sort of ice power. Well, boys. And whenever he says boys, they instantly all know that he's talking to all three of them. And they're just like, yes. Well, boys, if he has an ice quirk, we're just gonna have to turn up the heat next time we see him in battle. And basically, they're all like, ooh. They're like interested in this shit. And basically, that's where I'm gonna end it off with, like, right before they actually get into the first day of class basically the first day of UA, or, UA class 1A, which is Shotai Aizawa's class. Eraserhead. That's where I'm gonna end it off. I hope you guys are excited for these what ifs as I am, because that means basically the way I have this set up is I'm going to have to take turns on what ifs I do. On what ifs I do, on what days. So I'm gonna have to be strategic in this shit. Yeah, so I mean, the Sonic what if the Sonic My Hero Academia what if that I have, and then there's this Deadpool My Hero Academia what if. Oh boy, goody gumdrops. Woo woo. Woo! Alonzi Anadausis, Alonzi Anadausis, because the Dark Shadow Maverick is indeed out.